Hello, wonderful, marvelous, fiber crafty people. This is the 10th podcast of 2025, summing up what I did last week, which I actually got stuff done. It was quite nice. Like I was saying, love being a mom. It's great. I got quite a bit done last week. I didn't get any fiber prep done. And for those of you new, welcome. I normally go over wool processing, spinning, knitting, crochet, any acquisitions. And there it is. And there might be some sneak peeks into other videos that are coming along the way. Like I was saying, there was no wool processing, but I did get into some spinning. I actually have my Norwegian wheel here. So, and I will pop up some, I don't know if I took any videos of the spinning, but if I did, I'll pop those up. But I did do some plying, and I finished spinning off the purple. So this is all we have of this blue purple. And I was just going to pull this one off and spin that one up, because I do have a little bit of that gray left. And gosh knows there's more of the gray. Which way am I going with these things? They're so stinking cute. Let's set that way. So with this wheel, do you like the hot pink drive band? It's just crocheted cotton. That pops off. These gently go down. I spun up all the mohair I had in this color. I have to see if I have any other of the pre-dyed mohair, because we'll have to get it onto the list. Because this is what this spinning does. It eats up my long wools, which I have tons of, the mohair, which I'm gonna have to source more of soon, but that's okay, and whatever, whatever. 2 things of long wool and a mohair. I'm gonna put this baby back together. Oh, that was a bad snap. Why'd you make that noise? Okay, what happened? Oh, I put it on backwards. Ha ha. Wow. There's some oil in there. Okay, that's fine. Broke my toy. Oh no. I'll have to get some wood glue and put that back together. Oh, that's bad. Wasn't paying attention, put things on backwards. Lost a chunk of wood. Grumble nymph. That does not make me happy. Just a little broken. Oh, she needs to go to the doctor. I'm going to drop it down here. Okay. I didn't loosen the tension. No. Before we started, I should have loosened the tension a little bit. Tension has been loosened. I hope missing that chunk isn't going to cause a problem. I guess I will find out. And I also need to see if I have a crochet hook with me, because this wheel does not have a threader. Here, that'll work. But like I was saying, I was getting this spun. During Tour de Fleece, I pulled the last skein off and washed it. So it was, before Tour de Fleece, it was in this state. I just pulled it off and washed it. Now we get this. You see all 3 colors. I love it. I still need to knit some socks, but mostly there now. That's what I have left of the gray. So an ounce or so there. Go back in there. So I'm working on spinning this up. I still have the 3 of the 4 parts of that brown Surrey alpaca spin. It's going to be a 2-ply. That's still sitting on the Kromsky. That's what happens when you have multiple wheels. There's multiple projects going. There is nothing on the other 2 wheels. I had that other Surrey spin. It's soaking in the sink. I will show you that next time, or maybe as an end to this video. But right now it's currently soaking and washing. And then for knitting, I completed the knitting portion of the shawl. So I still need to, love this wheel. Okay, so I still need to do like the weaving in the ends and the blocking, and I will give you a runway show after that, but it's still a little caught up, but it's free, and I have the teeniest, tiniest yardage left. So it wouldn't have gone one more row. I maximized my yarn, and I do love the color. Oh, you can see the color's really good. So I'm just gonna call this the watercolor shawl, even though that's not the name of the pattern, that's the name of the yarn, because that's what I called the yarn after I made it. So there is that. You have a hitchhiker. Little piece of thread. So I still need to weave in the ends, then soak it, then block it, and try to figure out what size it wants to block to, because I added extra rows, so it's not going to be the same size as in the book. And this is water. Okay, just so you know, it's bubble water. For crochet, now I have them in. I'm still working on the cuffs. Anyway, I did find them. Not that I really lost them. They're getting close to the top of the list now. All right, for crochet, it's free. It's no longer on that. Okay. Okay, I cut it free, and I have it pinned together where it needs to sew. So it's like boom, boom. And then I have it pinned here. So this will be the sleeve, and I tried to make the sleeves the same size, even though it's going to swoop down and have a different angle. And then I left the armhole open. So the armhole will be that big. Then I have it pinned again to sew down the side from here to here. And after this is all sewn up, go back through and add another chart's worth of stitches. I think it's 4 rows on the bottom here. So we're coming along. Like I said, this is one of the patterns that the more you make it, the faster and faster you'll get. But trying to read the chart and get the pattern in your head takes a minute. So pretty sure that's going to work. And it doesn't say specifically in the book where to sew. Sew to shoulders, sew down the sides. So you come up with your own thing. But there you are. And it is going to be this pink, one strand of yellow left in it, is what's going to be sewing here. So that's going to be that, unless I just get some clear thread out. I could do that. And then down the side will be fine, since it's going to be the same color as the yarn. But cute. Don't think there's a front and a back, so you could wear it whichever side you want to wear it on. It's very flowy though. It's almost going to be dress-like by the time I get it done. So there's that, almost done. Don't think I have anything else I'm crocheting on right now other than, I say that, then I'm like, well, other than that huge project of those elven jackets. And I keep thinking maybe I'm not using a big enough crochet hook because it's rolling and I don't like that. So, and I already went up a crochet hook once and ripped out and redid. So do I really want to do that again? Not really, but I really want to make these jackets again. So there's that. And that is all the new stuff. And I didn't buy anything, so there's nothing to go in there. So let's just take 10 minutes or so and just craft together. So grab your something to drink and grab your project if you don't already have one in your hands. And I'm just gonna put this on the wheel. And that's not a barn in the background, that's the neighbor's house. Just noticed that in the camera, that looks really barn-like. But anywho, I got my fiber here. Let's do some spinning and some crafting together. I can come up with a better shot than that. a dent in that fiber. Only a little bit left to go. It might be too much to fill that bobbin, but that's okay. This is the perpetual yarn making, sock yarn making of it all for this wheel. Oh, it was lovely just to quietly spin for a while. And I'll see everyone next week. If you're bored, more videos here. And don't forget to subscribe. And remember, take a moment for yourself this week. Get out of your head, get into your hands, and get some fiber therapy.